What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. But this video is entitled Don't Be Too Grown Too Fast. So me and my coworker was talking. He was like, sometimes when you introduce a kid to something too early, they get turned out, but they don't know it because they're kids, and they wind up being turned out as adults, and they don't see the problem. And I've been thinking about this because that was like 2 weeks ago, and man, they are so right about that. Because when I go out chilling, you see adults doing things that kids would do, and they just thinks it's normal. Like I got off work today, and I went to the grocery store, and as a kid I saw something wrong with this, and as an adult it just gets worse. So those people that go in the grocery store and eat the food and walk around eating the food and they haven't paid for it yet. That's something that children and thieves do. And it says bad manners. And the reason why this particular instance said bad manners is because the person was walking around, was grown. They was eating candy, walking up and down the aisles, but they wasn't even paying for it. And what was interesting about this young lady was when the other woman who's paying for all of the items was sitting there paying, you know what she did? She just walked over to get her bag of candy and left her with the rest of the bags. Why? Because when that's just an example. I don't know that person, but I'm saying when you feel like you're grown and you do dysfunctional things as a child, you become a dysfunctional adult and you think it's normal. Like my coworker was talking about was, you got to let these children be children and don't introduce them to sex so soon, because there are a lot of people who are quote unquote fast because they started having sex at a very early age and they turned out. And I remember this when I was a kid in grade school and high school, where people were way more sexually active than you would have thought they would have been, because I was green. And the crazy part about it was some of the people I hung around, they were lying and saying that they weren't green. And some of them were really active, and active with some people of a certain age that you trying to figure out, how did this line even get crossed? But it spills over into other things, because now as you get older, the things that they did sexually doesn't necessarily bother them. Like the lines aren't even blurred. They're non-existent. And it's because when they were young they got turned out. So they don't even know they got turned out. So now, you don't care. There is nothing that's too far, because you didn't pass too far at an early age. Ain't no coming back. And this is why you see sometimes people get you could tell they're young, but you can tell they've lived too much, because they've ran themselves into the ground being too grown too fast. Same thing goes for overeating and obesity, right? When your parents let you just eat and have everything and bring all the snacks home, and you really don't have to eat real meals or a balanced diet, and you're drinking soda for breakfast, Captain Crunch and Sprite in the bowl, and you could do what you want to do, right? And since you could do what you want to do with what you put in your body, you start to explode. And you don't see nothing wrong with it, because now food is your friend, which is the bigger problem, actually. The bigger problem becomes you interact with food like you should be interacting with other people and with the world. So Now you're like a hermit whose best friend is the grocery store. And since you could do what you want to do and it's your body, now you could just destroy it because because people let you be too grown to make decisions too soon. You're not looking at the long-term effects of it. Because you ask any kid, when I was a kid, what you want to eat? Pizza, ice cream, cheeseburgers, fast food, fried food, like everything that wasn't healthy. So with that impulsive ideology, you become an adult who's the same way. You never scaled yourself back. You never slowed yourself down. That's why some people have a discipline problem because, they were young and they became quote unquote grown, but they were still children. So you couldn't tell them nothing, but at the same time they didn't have the consequences of an adult. So they just got worse and worse and worse and worse. Which makes it a problem. You were too grown too fast. And now when you're actually an adult, that's where the problems come in. Because when you become an adult, what you're accustomed to being okay, society does not see that as okay. So now you're you stuck in a bad situation. Because what was great for you as a teenager, excuse me, I'm sorry. What was great for you as a kid and a teenager is a horrible idea as an adult. Now I find it kind of interesting with this case. We look at celebrity as the barometer for how immature you can actually be and still be famous, right? And still be rich. So some of us, running around like our own little shock jock, creating controversy everywhere we go because we think that kind of attention, being infamous, is good attention when it's not. But then you can't handle the pressure of being infamous everywhere you go because you wanted to be too grown too fast. You wanted the spotlight, but you didn't want the heat that comes with it. And the other thing about that is even being rebellious, when you fight this idea that there shouldn't be an order or a structure, things shouldn't be done in a certain way, and you're doing that at a young age, what winds up happening is, nobody can tell you anything as an adult. And that's a dangerous spot to be in because they could tell nobody's told you anything as a child or a teenager or a young adult. So now you assume that nobody can tell you anything as an adult. And if you're lucky, you're going to get exactly what you asked for. Nobody's going to tell you what to do as an adult because nobody's going to be around you. You and your ways are going to have you in your own little space, your own little world. And people say, I want to be in my own space until you don't want to be in your own space no more. Till you're tired of your own company. Then you want to be around other people. And that's not going to work. It's just not going to work. But it started when you was young because you wanted to be too grown too fast, Same thing financially. When people want to be too grown too fast, you want to spend like you think adults spend, but you're still childish or childlike in mind. So you really just, in a sense, you can't wait until you're old enough to have control of your own finances, but you're still young enough to blow it all and don't think anything is wrong with it. I did this and I bought this and you don't have the wisdom to say, that's stupid. That was a bad idea. Excuse me. But when you're too grown too fast, your thinking is based on short-term fun and not long-term winning. Is what it is. So, you know, when you grow up too fast, you're gonna crash and burn. You know, so enjoy the phases of life as they come, and don't rush it. You know, just my opinion. Catch you on the next one. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.